Huge day in the NFL, franchise tag day, and our long Lamar journey takes another step. Here are the options. Deal gets done. He signs the non-exclusive tag, he signs the exclusive tag, or he doesn't sign anything, it all blows up. Let's check in on Lamar's Instagram. Uh-oh. No matter how much genuine love you show, it'll never be enough. So 2 emojis. And then it's a person with maybe a chambray shirt.
I don't know what that word means, buddy.
Well, it's kind of like that shirt.
So you think the shirt is telling?
Well, yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah. It means business.
What is it? What is a chambray shirt?
It's kind of like a denim material, like a soft denim.
Okay.
Like cotton denim.
How do you know that?
Well, listen, Wild's a man of many talents.
This is common knowledge. Coach Mangini is here.
Yeah.
Not wearing a chambray.
No, but we can have Christine look into sourcing some. Nick, where do you see this ending?
With Lamar playing for somebody else? I mean, guys, it's very, very simple. And I know Wilds doesn't like the franchise tag math here, but let me just explain it very quickly. There's 2 franchise tags. One's $32 million, one's $45 million. The $32 million is not an option for the Ravens because they give him that. Anyone can then take Lamar if they want to give him the contract he wants, and all you get is 2 first-round picks.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Do you have a chance to counter
You can
offer?
match it.
Yeah, you can match it.
You can match whatever it is, but if they will give him the deal that you won't, you don't want to match it. They can also try to put in like poison pills and stuff. They're not going to do that. Okay. If they franchise tag him, it's going to be for $45 million, and then the clock is ticking. And the moment you franchise tag Lamar for $45 million, now his per year price starts at $45 million. And if you wait a year, next year, the franchise tag's $55 million. Now it starts at $55 million per year. He thinks he deserves around $200 million plus guaranteed. The Ravens don't. They're not going to agree. So they should trade him. They can get a ton back for him right now, but the longer they wait, the less they can get back for him because it's closer to him just being an actual free agent. So to me, once the Ravens made the decision, we are not signing into a long-term deal, this ship set sail. And now they're trying to act like it can come back into dock. It can't. So I believe they're going to have to trade him. I don't think he's going to agree to the franchise tag. And I think even if he does agree to the franchise tag, you have to be terrified he's going to get nicked at the end of the year again. And with no guaranteed money for next year, he's going to be like, I can't play, guys. I'm sorry. So I think he's done with the Ravens, Coach.
Yeah, well, we saw what happened this year when he got injured, and then the injury was supposed to be a few weeks, and then it became a few more weeks, and then he never played again. And I thought that was going to be an issue when it happened because he didn't have the guaranteed money. And then you, ideally, from an organizational standpoint, you'd like to franchise him and pay as you go and see where he is coming off of this injury. But that's going to be a hard sell. And Lamar has a really strong argument. Someone else in his division who plays quarterback, who had tons of off-the-field issue, got this deal. So
who hasn't won an MVP,
who hasn't won an MVP,
exact same playoff resume Lamar does.
So it's hard I would imagine it'd be hard for any player to say, wait, I'm not as good as he is. I don't deserve that same deal. From an organizational standpoint, it's with the injury history and the way that he plays, it's hard to say, okay, we want to guarantee this money over the life of the deal. But the problem with that is the way that he plays, you help
terrified to do it.
But you also help facilitate that.
Yeah.
And that was part of your approach and part of the reason he was so successful. So I don't know how they resolve this, and it doesn't seem like Lamar has any interest in resolving this. And there might be a lot of value here for Baltimore to say, okay, we've moved on from Greg Roman, who is a great fit for Lamar. Let's reset this, go get as much value as we possibly can, and have a significant amount of money with a young quarterback to push into the rest of the team.
You guys make a lot of sense. It does seem to be headed toward a divorce. The only thing I disagree with you on, Nick, is if they give him the exclusive franchise tag for $45 million, and if he agrees to play on it, then I think that's great for Baltimore because you get another season to see, can he get through 17 games? If he gets hurt again, you probably don't even want to sign him long term. So I think that, and the thing for Lamar, even though I thought he should have held out at the beginning of last year. Here's the thing, though. Last year was the only year he made a lot of money, relatively speaking. He got $23 million last year. He was below $2 million for the first 4 years of his career. Is he really going to say, I'll pass on $45 million a year.
It's
I don't
delaying
know.
it, though. It's not really passing.
But you got to play ball. And look, a lot of owners are against the fully guaranteed deal.
Yeah.
Like, is there definitely a team, if he stands on his stick and says it's fully guaranteed completely or nothing, who's
But I don't
giving him
know.
that?
Look, every owner should be against the fully guaranteed money because that's what's best for the organization. But one owner wasn't, and they set that precedent. And now that precedent's set, it's hard to get the genie back in the bottle. It exists, and it exists in their division.
So here's the question about because I understand the argument that Deshaun was an outlier and that the Browns did something unprecedented that they shouldn't have done. But what if Herbert then gets a deal?
Well, that's the problem.
Or what if Joe Burrow gets the deal?
Because I don't think
You mean where it's fully
I don't know
guaranteed?
that it'll be fully
Oh,
guaranteed,
if that's
but
the case.
here's the thing. Because everyone's like, Russell and then Kyler
Right,
didn't
they
get
didn't
it.
get it.
But these are not apples to apples. Because Russell and Kyler both had 2 years left on their contracts and signed extensions. When in any business, if an employer is giving you an extension, the earlier they give it, what you are trading is money for security. So, and the later you go closer to hitting free agency at the end of your contract, the more leverage you have, right? So Deshaun kind of, in a weird way, despite the off-the-field stuff, had a lot of leverage. Russell Wilson had leverage because he was traded for. Kyler had leverage because he's the #1 pick. But the teams were like, you got 2 years left, so we could wait, or you can accept this. Lamar's contract has expired. He has taken it to the end. And Brew's point on you franchise tag him and then then you're in a really weird spot as Baltimore where, like, what's our best interest? Is it that Lamar is great? Well, no, if he's great this year, then we're really screwed because then we only have 1 year of control left and then we do have to give him a fully guaranteed. So is it good for us if he's bad? But no, we don't want him to be bad because then we're bad. There is a reason that quarterbacks don't get franchise tagged unless teams are unsure about them. There's a reason. Because they don't want this relationship to develop. And this relationship has developed. I know Dak got franchise tagged, but he was a mid-round pick that I think they thought was that they could get cheaper and they were wrong. But no other quarterback that's a great quarterback we've seen get franchise tagged. We've seen Kirk Cousins, seen that. Look, they're playing a dangerous game here. I don't think it continues.
Let's turn our attention to Daniel Jones.
Oh, speaking of dangerous
now, if the
game.
Giants franchise tag him, he'd make around $32 million. Report out there, he's looking for 45.
This is the ultimate bachelor party in Thailand situation, Wilds.
Oh, you think he just wants like 38?
No, yeah, this is. I always say it all the time. You want to go to Vegas with your buddies. You tell your wife you're going to Thailand with your buddies. She's apoplectic. You're like, okay, fine. Vegas it is, and then she's happy about it when she would have been apoplectic about that. Yeah, this is a way he thinks to get him to $37 million, which is outrageous and lunacy for Daniel Jones. But nobody thinks they're getting him $45 million. He's trying to get above the franchise tag number, I think.
Look, for 2 years, I might do it for 2 years.
What?
Something around there. 40, 45.
What?
For 2 years.
Him
Continue to
90
see
million?
what he
Daniel Jones?
For 2 years.
He threw 15 touchdowns.
For 2 years.
For 2 years.
I'm not giving him a long-term deal. For 2 years, I get to see, unless Dable knows.
Why would you not just franchise
This guy's
tag
not
him?
that good. Well, that's what they should do. I agree. Franchise him. Do what you got to do to keep Saquon. But plan A is franchising. All right? You think Saquon's more valuable than him?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think they let Saquon walk.
Oh, but franchise Jones, that should be plan A. Yeah. But plan B, if I have to end up paying him a good amount of money, I'll do it for 2 years.
What? Okay. Go ahead, Coach.
It's one of those things, and it's to the point that Nick just made. When you have an uncertainty on a quarterback and you're in the situation that the Giants are in, so the Giants had the upside of Daniel played better than he had been playing, and he made a ton of progress. But as he reached the ceiling, was that the outlier? Was last year the outlier? Is this really who he is? And with another year in the system, how much can he grow? And Brian's going to have a good idea of what that looks like. But if you're not sure, you bet 1 year on it, you see what happens, and then you move forward. It's hard to envision a long-term deal at this point based off of last season because the numbers, even his quarterback rating was the best of his career, but it was still like a 94. It wasn't.
Yeah.
We're not talking about gigantic elite numbers here. We're talking about really good numbers in comparison to not very good numbers.
Okay, so I'm going to show you Daniel Jones's improvement from first few years to last year. Now, Nick, you were the biggest Daniel Jones hater. You called him the fumblingest of
Fumbler of all fumblers.
Yes.
Yeah,
And guess what?
like
He got better in every category. Thanks to Brian Daboll. Now, obviously, Daboll was with the Bills and saw Josh Allen, who, again, you're no huge fan of, get much better once Stephon Diggs showed up. So the Giants' leading receivers, I mean, one of them is on the Chiefs, Kadarius Toney. One of them is just a memory of Kenny Galladay. But Slayton, Richie James, Isaiah Hodgins.
So here's
some receivers.
Maybe if he gets somebody, all of a sudden, like, wow, is Daniel Jones the new, wait for it, Josh Allen?
Can I just say there's very few times that I say, yeah, the quarterback needs help. This is one of those times where I actually agree the quarterback needs help.
But those, give me 60 seconds here, Hope.
Sure.
Those numbers, Wild, you've seen me bowl.
8 turnovers in 2022.
You've seen me bowl. I'm a horrible bowler. Embarrassingly
room for
bad.
improvement.
Horrible.
That's what everybody else said.
So me bowling regularly was that first stat column. If then I was like, hey, Wild, let's go bowling. And we put the bumpers up. And I bowled 125. You'd be like, what? Could I be like, wow, I doubled my output? Or it'd be like, okay, now let's see it with the bumpers back down and see actually if it's any good. The point is, if the Giants want to know if they should ever invest in Daniel Jones, yes, I do agree they should go get a receiver. And yes, they should also take the training wheels off and make him run an adult offense. Not this veer quarterback power. We're going to make it work to try to. Brian Daboll's got to do an odd thing, which is